Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged, and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video, let me know what you think. Now, normally during this video, this Diddy trial, I've been, I'll go through social media trying to see what the different news outlets are stating, because they are, who they feel as though, had the stronger case. And even though, in my opinion, the RICO for Diddy has already been established, it's already been proven. And I feel as though that to make sure that the charges are going to stick, the prosecution is just, piling it on, going to continue to pile it on with with the remaining witnesses, just in case there was any witness that they felt was not strong enough, which is like this Mia lady that testified for the last couple of days. And everybody was saying that she's not a strong witness. She doesn't seem credible. And how Diddy's attorney, Brian Steele, basically was able to demolish her testimony and, basically strong arm her into making herself not look credible. And everybody's saying, I kept seeing all the headlines saying, huge win for Diddy. Diddy attorney, gets, strong arms witness and stuff like that. And my thing is, I don't think that just because Diddy's attorney was able to strong arm this lady Mia, this one witness, I don't think that was a huge win for Diddy. And people are treating Brian like he's some powerhouse attorney because Young Thug is not in jail. I don't give him that credit. But with Mia, everybody knew it had to be something to Mia, to the point where she's not using her real name. She's using a pseudonym in court. And she is, she has to be protected to the point where they can't even make sketches of her in the courtroom. Nobody is supposed to put out any information on her whatsoever. So that tells me that this witness was actually fragile. And for them to put what's supposed to be a bulldog lawyer on her, on somebody that fragile, that they knew was fragile out the gate, to me, that's not a win. That's a bully. That's like a ambush. They did this, and I'm not saying that Diddy's team is wrong, because they're getting paid to do a job. I get that, but at the same time, I feel as though the judge should not, well, I don't know if the judge can, tell them who is supposed to, who's supposed to cross-examine the different witnesses or whatever. But I do believe that there should have been some type of protection in place for the witness, knowing how fragile she is and knowing that she's not a strong witness. And I believe that Diddy's team just used that to their advantage and tried to make it seem like, oh, Brian is this powerhouse and this, top dog attorney or whatever. So what? He crushed Mia. But the thing is, why, if Brian is so much of a powerhouse as they say he is, and he's this bulldog of an attorney, why didn't he step in when what's the man name? The Cassie, what is her stylist, was testifying. Why didn't he step in to cross-examine him? He had to get his shine on and stick his chest out with little old fragile Mia. So to me, that doesn't give him or Diddy's team any bonus points. And I heard about the jury was laughing, passing notes, and seemed like they was enjoying the Brian Steele show, which I thought that the jury was not supposed to be communicating with each other. They're supposed to be paying attention, getting the facts, so they can make their decision based on facts, not based on a shit show. Because that's what I'm, when I'm listening to the different outlets tell how Brian was able to manipulate Mia and how he crushed her and, made her seem not credible, that tells me that was a shit show to the point where it probably gave Mia some type of setback. Because if you done went through all of this hardship or whatever, all of this agony at the hands of Diddy, and then you have to testify, you're mandated to testify. Not that you wanted to testify, but you're mandated to testify. Because each witness that has gotten up there to testify has already stated that they were subpoenaed to be there. They didn't reach out to the feds and say, okay, yeah, I'm ready to testify against Diddy. These people received subpoenas to testify. And if they perjure themselves, they could, face jail time. Their immunity deals can be taken away and they can, be serving in a jail cell right next to Diddy. But I just don't understand why Brian felt the need to bully Mia, and everybody thinking that, oh, this is a huge win for Diddy. It's really not, in my opinion. In my opinion, I still feel as though from Mia's testimony, from her first day of testifying, I believe everything she said. I can actually picture Diddy doing all of those horrendous things to her. And they're saying, oh, well, why did you stay? And why didn't you warn Cassie? And why didn't you tell Cassie to leave? First of all, everybody everybody has heard how Diddy run his circus. So would it have made a difference if she had said, go, leave, stay, whatever? He beating this girl behind and doing things to her. So you think that she got enough, if she had enough power to tell Cassie to leave or tell on Diddy, don't you think that she would have helped herself? I mean, that's just common sense. But back to Brian Steele, people trying to give him all this credit and give him all these kudos and everything because he was Young Thug's lawyer and Young Thug is not in jail. But the thing is, in my opinion, if Brian Steele was that much of a good judge, if he was that much of a good attorney, Young Thug would have got off with a not guilty plea. He would have got off not guilty. Young Thug he's on probation for 15 years, which means that if he make a mistake, he's going directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. He's going to jail. And this is with having a lawyer, or supposedly powerhouse lawyer, like Brian Steele. Brian Steele, in my opinion, the other people that was being accused along with Young Thug, they got off. Brian Steele, he made a name for himself in, by being Young Thug's attorney. Maybe he was well known prior to that. But my thing is, he didn't do a damn thing for Young Thug. Young Thug has to walk on eggshells for the next 15 years. It states that it says that he had to admit, he pleaded guilty to 6 charges, including those related to gang activity, drugs, and firearms. He also pleaded no contest to 2 other charges, including the RICO. That's the only thing that Brian was able to get him out of, was the RICO, but it's still. So I guess, they're saying that he's a powerhouse because Young Thug could be in jail serving those 15 years, or he could have got charged with the RICO. So I guess, yeah, maybe on that. But at the same time, I still feel as though if he was the powerhouse that he is, or that everybody's giving him credit to be, Young Thug would have got off with the rest of his team, and not have a 15-year probationary sentence held over his head. Because the judge gave him 40 years and gave him 5 years off with time served. And then he wound up with the 15-year probation. So he has to walk on eggshells for the next 15 years. So I don't understand. But yeah, I guess he's getting his money's worth or whatever with Diddy. And this is going to be the case that actually, make his career. Probably Young Thug's case was the beginning, and this case here with Diddy is going to make his career or whatever. But I don't believe that it was the huge win that Diddy needs to go free by bullying Mia, knowing that she was already a fragile witness. I feel as though that if Brian was really going to flex, he should have been flexing on the witnesses that they weren't able to break. Mia, they seen her coming. Did he know the people that worked for him? He told his lawyers how to deal with each one. He knows how to communicate with them. He knows how to interact with them. So he knew that it was going to be easy to break Mia. Trust and believe, Diddy told his lawyers how to get through to these people. Brian was like, oh, she's fragile? Let me at her. So in my opinion, it just, to me, don't care what anybody else think. People could say that Diddy had a huge win in court, whatever. But in my opinion, I feel as though that Brian, he was a bully more so than anything else. That's just my opinion. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.